There's a way to disable touchscreen on this.
Warm up, warm up, warm up, warm up, warm up. And
warm
we're
yet?
live. Alright.
It's been warm.
It is now warm. Alright,
So
we're back.
Let's
We're back for some more Rise of the Runelords. And Sigis, go ahead and give us the best you can do about a summary for last session.
Okay, this is not my forte, but so the skirmishers, we were here, we were back, so we had just defeated the big scary demon, Malfeshnakorp, I believe. So that was really exciting. A big win from a team that really needed a win. Of course, and so that's when half of our allies turned against us. So the gang lords decided to try and take their revenge, which we should have seen coming. It's not like they were the Spanish Inquisition. And so then with the help of us and the paladins, we held them off. The initial treachery involved shooting people in the back. So Dorban went down, unfortunately.
I was pinned. I wasn't actually down.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was grappled.
close enough.
Sorry. And then Red went over. It seems to tried to convince them not to fight, and that kind of, as usual, which then kind of got half and half. So we overall we kind of subdued most of the henchmen, but the main gang leader would not go down without a fight. And what was his name again? I'm blanking.
Jadrell.
Yeah.
Jadrell. Long story, we offered Jadrell to surrender, but and he didn't want to do that. We didn't really want to let him, and the paladins definitely weren't cool with that. So we murdered him, and he had like a ton of fun loot. After we had kind of tied the criminals up, we tried to loot everything that wasn't tied down, and found a bunch of super exciting stuff. And then we've rescued one of the big wins is we found a Jeet, our awesome dinosaur, blast from the past. We've rescued him. Silera is starting a menagerie of creatures. Sorry, my bad. I can't believe I assumed its gender. So then,
how dare you?
I know.
It's
So
almost
she's
2020. Get your shit together.
Yeah,
sorry,
seriously, bud.
guys. I'm
You have to use
sorry.
the proper pronouns in Canada.
Wizardry is really one of those professions that's really rooted in the past.
It's true.
Yeah. So we're on our way out. Robin has found some good stuff that he would like to pocket. We've got a lot of good loot. Dorban is excited. The party's all good. Silera has a new pet, and we are headed back. We returned to Sandpoint. We have given a brief report that it's like we're not all going to die, and so far we're probably going to be okay for now, but haven't really gotten super in depth. And I think at this point it's kind of try to see where we are now and decide where to go to from here.
Indeed.
Don't know if there's large sections I may have missed.
Good.
That was a really good summary.
That was pretty solid.
I will add two details that you did skip on. You had to or chose to retreat from one of the rooms in the dungeon area of Thistletop, because you found there were some ghostly creatures.
And we're just like, fuck that, shut the door.
We opened the door, there were ghosts, we said, no. And we left, and then we also, I think, retroactively went back and saved Belle, because,
on the way out, you saved Belle, and last session we finished with you guys arriving at some point and giving a little bit of a quick, brief summary of what had transpired to the mayor. So,
we did also, I will tack on to that, we did also agree to help the paladins hunt the Devil of Sandpoint.
Indeed.
Yep.
Yes.
We're hitting up them side quests.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The paladins are gonna be taking a little bit of a detour a little bit of a little bit of time to heal up and also gather some materials that they are in much need of for the next fight. However, you might find that you want to do something else. So Marcus is going to let you know that in 2 days' time is when they are planning to depart for this hunt. And the hunt should take around 5 days.
Okay.
Alright, well, that sounds like it'll be a fun time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. I say, out of character, I say we go back to Thistletop, clear it out, 100% it. That way we can send in some people, and they can do research or what have you.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
agreed after we have a nap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Full night's rest. Absolutely.
Nah.
You arrived at some point in the twilight hours. So
Yeah.
you're
So
probably
have we
having
checked
this.
in?
You were probably having a conversation with Marcus after having
Over
arrived,
dinner.
probably having a little bit of a dinner at the Rusty
Yeah.
Dragon Inn.
Did we
For sure.
check in with the mayor and everybody yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. If
Given them
if
the-
we didn't go over the details last session, we can assume you gave a very brief summary and you were summoned at your own convenience tomorrow morning, perhaps,
Oh.
to come in for a full debriefing of what had transpired.
Yeah, because I remember Dorbin saying that we have only good news.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
The only
For
time
once.
the heroes of Sandpoint have been able to say that.
I
Vegas is
Oh.
really excited for this
Oh.
meeting.
Hey.
Just not to
Red.
have that look of disappointment in
Yeah.
her eyes.
Red, we have some business to take care of.
yeah, I was gonna say that. Marco and what the fuck's her name again?
Ruth.
Ruth. Yeah. I told them to meet us up again tomorrow morning with the rest of the crew.
Gotcha.
I've got an idea I think might work a little better than the setup Jabrail have been going at, especially now that cover's blown on the whole thing.
Well, I mean, I feel like we should strike while the iron's hot, bud. I'm gonna go take a look at the bar.
Oh yeah, I'll come with you for that one.
I guess we'll also pull Red aside and be like, look, I am not an expert at this, but you have to stop telling people you're a criminal. It is not gonna go well.
Yeah.
With the paladins.
I'm gonna go straight soon. You'll see. Don't worry.
You just need to, yeah. Anyways. Cool.
Into your chest.
Is also carrying Jabrail's head.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I gotta put that.
Like open carry.
Right.
Put that in a bag.
He doesn't own a bag. Everything he had. Well, actually, if he got all of his shit
It's in.
back.
Let's
Then
put
he
it
had
in
a
the
sack.
fanny pack of holding.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can put it in the fanny pack of holding. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Yep.
Yep. That is the thing that is going on. All right.
Yep. Yep. We
Yeah.
got ahead.
Guys, we live in a society.
You're getting ahead in
Society.
life.
There's a stigma, okay?
Everything that comes out of that bag is just gonna be covered in blood.
All right. So, let's go with the two conspicuous members of the party then, since you guys seem to have a little bit of a better idea of what you want to do with the remainder of the night. You head on over to the Fat Man's feed bag. And as you're approaching the bar that you, at this point, know pretty well, what you're gonna be faced with is a rather impromptu and very, very quick dismantling of everything that is inside. You see at least 17 people coming in and going out of the Fat Man's feed bag, just as if they were packing for an emergency evacuation. You see Ruth and Marco are sort of trying to handle some of the people, but they're not doing much of a good job at it. In fact, some of the you notice that the windows on one side of the bar are sort of fully open, and one of them is missing one of its panes, like it's been broken into. It's a little bit of a clamor, especially at this hour.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
See, Red, you know how I said strike while the iron's hot, and you know how they told you that we were going to talk tomorrow morning? Just going to let you know now, they weren't going to be here tomorrow morning.
I
letting you know.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
well, we're gonna have
yeah.
a conversation about that. I think.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you're while you're having this conversation with Robin, you're about 100 feet away from the bar. You can tell that Marco and Ruth are trying to sort of. They seem to be trying to stop people from going in, more so than directing them. They're trying to herd some of the members, which are avidly ransacking the place.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna pull Jabrail's head out of the bag.
All right. You pull out the bloody head of Jubrail out of the.
And he's gonna kind of hold it up in one hand and kind of have his sword in the other and go, "Hello, folks. I'd like a minute of your attention. If you could please stop whatever the fuck it is you think you're doing."
Robin like crosses his arms and like just uncrosses his arms and puts a hand up to his forehead and crosses his arms awkwardly again. Is like, oh my fucking god. Okay, here we go.
And
Alright, so Robin, give me a flat charisma check, and Red, give me an intimidation. Right. So, Red, about half of the people that are ransacking the place stop and are sort of still holding boxes and bags over their shoulders, and they're sort of looking at you, standing still. They sort of look about at each other and then down the street. You spot that there's a guard carrying a torch, starting to come in your direction. The other half double their pace and start to sort of not quite scamper away, but they're sort of distributing in different directions as much as possible.
all right. Well,
Hey, do you want to put that head away?
yeah. He as soon as he sees the guard, he kind of tuck it back in the sack. However that works.
You need to remember that we are, a little inconspicuous. So we should probably act inconspicuous.
Yeah. All right. Can I grab Roof, Marco, and whoever's leading this evacuation in the bar for a second?
Okay. So Ruth and Marco turn to face you, and the moment they do, you see half of the people that were standing still just book it. They start going off into the dark alleyways of the town. The other four are sort of putting their things down, looking at the fact that the guard is carrying closer, and they start shoving things back into the bar. And Marco and Ruth sort of turn around at that point, look at the four of them, and head inside with them. Gesture for you to come along.
All right. Well, this changes my plan slightly, but there's profit sharing, I guess.
Be ready for anything.
Yeah.
Robin's gonna head in.
All right.
All right. Red will follow. Wave at the guard.
Remember, we don't outnumber them right now, so don't fuck up.
As you stand in the middle of the street, in the middle of the night, and wave at the guard, they go, "Is everything all right?" As they sort of lean with their torch towards you, trying to get a little bit of light to cast it towards you.
We're just looking to talk to some, I guess, work friends. They helped us out up at Thistletop. We just wanted to say hey, because, before we go to bed. Did you hear about Thistletop?
We just got back. We fixed a whole demon problem that we were having.
Yeah, we killed a big demon.
Yeah, I heard something about it. we were laid off for the of the of the guard duty that. Anyway, all right, keep on it, but try to keep the noise to a minimum.
Yeah.
Punches red.
Uh,
Like, yeah, keep it down. See, even he thinks so.
All right.
right, as you were, and starts to take a turn towards the northern area of the town. As you head into the bar, you find that the place is rather deserted already. It seems all of the booze, save for 2 bottles that are kept in glass cases under lock and key, are gone. So there's only those 2 remaining. About half of the tables are either broken or gone. And the one piece that hasn't been moved, the one piece of
What?
furniture that hasn't been
Oh.
disturbed, is the rather large armchair that is coated in a fine red leather, and you recognize as being the seat in which Jubrail always was whenever you came by.
Robin's definitely gonna go sit on that chair.
Yep. That makes sense.
Hey, it's
Alright,
free
so-
real estate.
Yep.
What did you want to talk about, Red? We're trying to keep everyone here, but
Yeah.
you know how things
I
are.
I can see how that went. Well, I had a bit of an idea for what we might do with the business going forward. But given that everyone else has scrammed, I think it's going to be a significantly more profitable position for all of us.
All right, what's your idea?
Well, given that someone who will remain nameless for now may have blown the cover of this here establishment, I figured it might be a chance for us to run a bit more of a legitimate establishment. Not too legitimate, you see, but I was thinking a gambling hall of some variety.
I don't know. That's a lot of heat to be carrying around. You know?
I mean,
How do you mean?
honestly think that's worse than what you were doing before?
Like we was smuggling drugs, like
We're smuggling more than drugs.
Uh,
Just gonna let you
bodies,
know.
people, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the shipments. I just broke skulls.
yeah, well, the shipments were mostly people more than drugs. A lot of the women in the local brothel are not from here, but that's besides the point. People
Red,
don't.
I've been here for less than a week, and I knew that. Did you seriously not know that they were smuggling people?
I had me and Magnum off for the last like year and a half. I wasn't sure what they were on now.
Okay.
Right. Well, you see, here's the thing. Gambling halls sort of require a lot of publicity. Can't really handle that one. Most of us already have a bounty on our heads.
What if I could get local bounties waived for those of us who stayed on staff, as it were, and we could start fresh?
Really want to go legit? You want to go clean?
No,
I
not
have a better idea.
not entirely.
I have a much better idea.
What?
How about, and Robin like stands up off of the chair and like walks towards you two and just like, how about we do something involving these bounties? How about we, okay, you gotta stay with me here until I finish. How about we hunt each other for the bounties and then help each other escape?
That sort of defeats the point, doesn't it?
And
So,
also,
no
after the
offense.
first,
Look, no offense, but I'm not about to trust you or anyone else that I know and work with my life.
that's fair.
I mean,
Um,
if you can't break out of prison alone, then do you really belong in this gang?
And thus my point of the rest of us can't turn invisible and pick locks with the pinky, Robin.
Well-
Uh,
Well, clearly people need to learn how to do that.
okay. Well, until we do, I think, having a strategy for keeping all of us from not being entirely bankrupt now that everything in this bar has been stolen might be a good plan. I think, given what we've done for the town, we can probably get a lot of the people's bounties turned over if they're willing to work here and, you know, in a casino or a gambling hall. That house always wins anyway, so it's not like we're going to be making a bad margin on this.
Look,
I'm
Red.
gonna be honest, without Boss Man, that's not gonna fly. Even Ruth is gonna agree with me here.
Yeah, gotta agree with the kid. That's not gonna work without someone with the talents of Jabrail. But most importantly, I think you get what is gonna go, what's going down with the merch. Not just You're not just taking it. Everything's getting handled over to the boss's cousin. Most of us are planning to go back to Magnamore.
Oh. Okay,
Well,
yeah.
how about this? We've got some fine young ladies to rescue. So how about we put a damper on this and make sure that they're all safe?
Yeah,
Let's start with that.
I would agree with that point. Let's get them off of whatever ship they're currently stuck in. And, I don't know, maybe we can make this a ball or something in the meantime.
What can you tell us about all of the goods?
Look, I'm lookout. I'm not I'm not the accountant. I
No,
can.
but I'm sure you see a lot of things.
Yeah, sure, of course. But
What about you, our talkative friend Marco? You got any inside scoop on this?
look, I'm a thinking. Thinking real hard. I really want to go to Magnamore. Everything's looking so much better there. Gotta be honest.
I mean,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah, sure. Your call. I am going to set something up here. At this particular location, given that it has been vacated. What that is kind of depends on how many people are planning on sticking around. But, I mean, it is ultimately your choice. I know we've worked together in the past, you and I and Ruth and all the rest of you for that matter. Like, I've known you since I was young. I wouldn't mind having you on.
You get as you're talking to them, you get a little bit of a nod from them as they look at each other, all six of them, and you get the feeling like they're on the fence about it. Definitely, Marco is sort of on. You can tell he's the one that is most likely to want to go to Mac.
Like I said, let's go get like Robin said, let's go get these girls out. Because I really don't want that on my conscience after all this. And you guys, think it over. If there's something else that you would need to sweeten the pot to stay here, let me know. But offer stands.
Look, I have a wife in town. I just need to get my wanted posters taken down. That's about all I need. I'm good. I'll help you out with whatever you need. Anything as long as we don't end up working for the boss's cousin or any of his family. To be honest.
Yeah, that family's got a way of stabbing you in the back a little bit.
Yeah, that's gonna come bite us in the ass at some point.
Yeah, well, I mean, for now, we're okay.
Yep.
Let's go get these girls.
Yep.
Fucking hell. Alright, so as Ruth sort of stands up and starts leading you out of the bar, knowing where you might be heading next. Dorban, Silera, Sigis.
Yes.
You know you have a couple of days. It is night time right now. But what are your plans moving forward?
I don't have any.
I know Sigis's plan is basically if anyone wants any support, I'm happy to help, but otherwise I have just like a backlog of scrolls and a whole spellbook to decode. So basically anytime I'm not helping someone, I'm gonna be doing that, but I'm happy to help anyone with any project. Except for this like underground. I'll do the saving, but maybe not the
Yeah.
setting up the
Yeah.
stuff.
Robin's more about the saving at this point because, you know, you can kind of give the girls jobs, like actual jobs, and pay them. Like that kind of thing.
Yeah,
And-
that's about where Red is.
Yeah. Or they can go home or whatever. It's, you know.
Whatever they want.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I don't know if like GM wise, I don't know if there's like a like I looked into how to actually decode spellbooks, but I don't know if you guys have like a quick and easy way that you like to do it, or do I just because I know
So-
it's like an hour per spell, and then depending
Yeah,
on the level
so
to put in
you
the
need
model.
to pick which
Yeah.
spells you're gonna want to transfer over, and then you're
I
gonna
would
need
put them in
to
order of priority first, and then figure it out.
then you're gonna need to roll some spellcraft checks because you need to actually decipher them before you copy them.
Yeah.
That is just gonna, if you fail, it's just gonna cost you time because you need to rework the cipher. And then you need to pay a bunch of money in.
Yeah, so I was looking into how much it costs, and so basically my plan is I'll just like start with the back of the book and go forward, unless anyone has any like on the some of the spells that were in there. If anyone has any like things that they really like, some of the scrolls that they think would be really good for us to have,
Did I?
feel free to.
Did I
What
give-
were the
Scrolls
spells
are
in
a
there?
lot-
Yeah,
scrolls
did
are
I
Let
give
me-
you the full
easier to put in,
list?
by the way. Yeah. Not of the
I don't
spellbook,
know what's
I don't
in the.
think.
I have no knowledge of the spellbook, but I don't know
We
if
know
you just
she
have
has
like
burning hands for sure, but that's and
Um,
some sort of mirror image or
because
invisibility.
it takes an hour per spell to figure it out what
Yeah.
it is.
well, no, that is for you to tell what the formula is. So in order to be able to cast the spells, it takes you 1 hour.
Oh
per
right, yeah,
spell.
yeah. So yeah, I guess
Um,
I would know what's in it. I just I read magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get
So
into
in terms
that.
of the other spells, there was
Yeah,
but
sorry.
anyways, so
In terms of the other spells, what?
I was just letting whatever's in her book, and then it's comprehend languages, sleep, which is pretty crazy. Whispering wind, mirror image, see invisibility. I think those were the big. Oh, burning hand, flaming sphere.
You
Yes.
need mirror image in such a bad way, my man.
Yeah.
So
Like-
Okay.
That's got to be top of your list. Otherwise, you're just gonna die.
going over it very quickly. The
Mhm.
spells on the book, because you would have time overnight to check the book at the very least. You're looking at invisibility, mirror image, shatter, burning hands, grease, mage armor, ray of enfeeblement, cantrips, which I think you already know all of them.
Yeah.
The new ones
And-
for me would be invisibility, shatter, burning hand, ray of enfeeblement.
And there's also comprehend languages, secret doors, floating disc, identify, locate object, minor image, obscure
Wait,
mist.
pause. What's it?
There's a lot of them.
Comprehend languages, secret doors, floating disc.
Sorry, it's
We can always do this off air.
yeah.
worst case.
I'll pass you the full list.
We'll do it
over
off air then.
text.
Yeah. Perfect.
But just so that
Done.
it's out there. The ones that I was adding were comprehend languages, detect secret doors, floating disc, identify, locate object, minor image, obscuring mist, see invisibility, sleep, which you already knew, and spider climb. It's quite a hefty book. There's quite a bit to go through. I'll post over in Discord the contents of the book so that you can peruse and pick the spells that you desire at your own leisure.
Perfect. And then I'll just prioritize them, and we'll just do some rolls at the end once everyone's kind of done their thing. And it'll be as little time as possible. Thanks for letting me go first. I really appreciate it.
All right. So, what about Silera and Dorban? What are your plans for the next couple days?
Honestly, Dorban will probably. I mean, he needs to restock on some holy waters.
Alright.
Honestly, outside of that, I mean, he wants to go back and clear out the ghosts.
Yeah.
Send them to their eternal rest. And obviously, I'm not sure if Dorban knows anything about the women who are at the brothel or whatever, but he would obviously be down for helping them. But outside of that, I mean, helping the paladins is pretty much his next big thing.
Yeah, that's
that's
kind
in
of
the 3 days.
how I feel. Besides her, besides me wanting to do, bard things, making some extra money since there's some downtime, and just perfecting my craft. There isn't a whole lot else that I was really itching to do. Unless anybody needed help with anything.
Would you? Do I have to decipher spells? Because she can also read magic, and then is an arcane.
She can read magic, but she doesn't. She gains no benefit from knowing the formula.
I have to write it into my little way.
Yeah.
Okay.
You basically have to take notes the whole way through.
It's like I went to school for it, but you were born with it. You know what I mean?
No, this is the other way around.
I think it's the other way
The other way
around.
around.
You're just talented.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have a natural
You're
talent,
talented.
and
Dang it.
and you know
Nerd.
how to weave magic into existence. He sort of has very detailed measurements for the how to cast a spell. Not
Okay.
just like
If I
Backwards, my
wiggle
bad.
my ring finger clockwise at this angle after saying these things, it makes
Yeah,
a
exactly.
swirly go swirl.
Funnily enough, some spells would require that kind of very precise gesture as well.
Yeah.
Which is why armor affects you so negatively. Alright, so we have Dorban, you want to go shopping mostly, is what I get.
Pretty much, yeah.
Solera, you
Let's
wanna
go to
do
the
some little tour de force, a little bit of a shakedown. Go around town, giving a little bit of bardic love in the
Absolutely.
non-sexual way.
I mean, no, I'm just kidding.
As soon as those words left my mouth,
what's your charisma?
Perform sexual acts. It's an actual thing. Yeah.
Oh,
so
well.
This doesn't have it.
No.
Robin, Red,
So,
go ahead and give me perception checks and a reflex save.
just one perception and a reflex?
One perception and one reflex save, each of you.
So, all the
Okay.
time.
Pretty good perception.
Okay.
That's a dope fucking reflex save.
Damn.
So
Nice.
One up.
Jesus.
Backflips.
As the night goes deeper and deeper into its witching hours, you arrived at the port. A little bit of a secret hideout inside of the port. A few small vessels were being loaded. However, by the time that you arrived, some of them had already departed, and you can tell that there are about 4 spots for what are they called? The rowboats. Dinghies. There are about 4 dinghies that are missing, and about 6 of them were being loaded when you arrived. Between the 8 of you, being Red, Robin, Ruth,
Robin.
Marco, and the
4 others.
4
nameless others.
unnamed.
Can we name them?
We'll go
1,
over
2, 3,
each of
4.
their names at some point.
Okay.
Yes.
Between the 8 of you, you managed to stop. The ones that were attempting to depart. Now, here's the question: how would you like to handle the deserters? There's about 6 of them, 1 for each of the dinghies that were still to leave. Of the dinghies, 4 of them were loaded with miscellaneous cargo, and 2 of them were loaded with, well, for lack of a better word, slaves for trade.
Mm-hmm. Well, Robin is going to be pretty upfront about rescuing the slaves, because that's like criminal activity is fine, but there's also a line.
Yeah.
You know?
Red's gonna kind of like look over at him and be like, "All right, you
Who
have
the fuck thought this was a good idea?
first. What the fuck? Why are you bringing fucking people with you? Actually, I know the answer to that question, money, but second, you have one chance right now. You can come join with what we're starting here and go clean, or you can get a fuck out of town, and if I see you again, there's a good chance of getting a sword in your arse."
Yeah, but I'm also taking these people off your hands.
Yes,
Alright.
you're not taking any of the cargo, so
Yeah.
you're walking,
Well, rowing.
So,
rowing, whatever.
both of you give me sense motives.
I can sense a motive sometimes.
I fucking can't. Not kidding.
I can't either.
So, as you sort of give them this ultimatum and request them to hand over the slaves, the 6 of them are sort of still trying to sort of wrestle the ropes for the dinghies out of the hands of the other rogues under your command. You see a couple blades starting to work through the rope. The 2 that are handling the dinghies with the slaves, it's 2 on 1 on both cases.
Robin will just jump. He'll just go right over there and
Alright.
help immediately.
Oh boy.
Can I
So
roll an intimidate and just
sure,
yell
give me
fucking
an
stop?
intimidate, and Robin, give me an attack roll.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's
How about that?
Oh boy.
36 intimidate.
Holy shit.
He's
I'm
actually
also-
very scary.
That's pretty dope. Yeah, that's pretty
Alright.
good.
So
Yeah, Red just kind of pulls his sword and is like, "Fucking stop it."
all right. Robin, how would you like to detain this person?
Okay, well, you said it was 2 on 1 before, right?
Yeah, so you're being held by Marco, and Red is being held by Ruth.
Wait, they're holding us back?
No, they are helping
helped.
you.
Oh, help! Oh, I thought you said
Not held.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god. Okay, well, the people that are in the dinghy with the slaves, I mean, the priority is rescuing the slaves, so I don't
Yeah.
know if necessarily Robin's gonna go for the people trying to take them. It really depends on like what they're doing.
So you hopped onto the dinghy.
Yeah.
The people on the dinghy right now, it's you, the rogue trying to take off with the slaves. 2 slaves,
Mhm.
which are chained to each other, with the chain going underneath one of the floorboards of the dinghy. well, seat
Okay.
boards of the dinghy.
Mhm.
And you can tell like the keys to their chains are probably somewhere on this rogue. And this person who's sporting a black leather armor, a black cloak to camouflage as best as possible with the night.
Mhm.
They're still sort of struggling against you, putting a hand on your shoulder as they are trying to swipe their short sword at the rope to let loose. And Marco is still going at them with her katar, trying to block the blade whenever it comes close to the rope.
Now, are the oars for this dinghy attached, or does he just have an oar in the boat?
They are the type that are attached and sort of go through a metal hoop on the sides.
Okay. At that point, then Robin's going to try to knock this fucking guy out.
Okay.
I
So
guess he's going to try and like bluff and then to feint and then see if he can get a sneak attack on this guy.
So as you technically have him flanked with how many people there are.
Okay.
Um, technically you're both flat-footed as well because you're fighting with two people on top of a dinghy. So there's a very strenuous amount of work being done not to fall off of the dinghy. And just as Red is giving his speech, you put a hand on their back, grab their elbow, and with a quick twist of your body, snap their arm out of place. They fall to the floor. The dinghy starts to stabilize, and you see the rest of the men sort of start to slow down, looking at you, and then looking at Red holding the blade. All right,
Right.
we got it.
Okay. Everyone, nice and slow off the boats. You go
Yes.
stand over in that corner where we can keep an eye on you, and while we unload these, and then you can take them where the fuck you're going.
So the chain that's sort of underneath one of the planks of the boat, Robin's just gonna break that plank and just get the two off of that boat.
Sure.
Red'll do guard duty with Ruth on the people once we get them all herded into a corner.
Okay. So it takes a few moments, but sure enough, as you hear the cathedral bells whispering the 1 a.m. bell ring. You've got all six of them lined up against the side of the harbor, and there are five slaves still attached by chains, um, slowly being worked through, trying to find the right key for the right lock. But you've managed to secure the fugitives, at least the ones that didn't make it in the first batch.
We pulled the cargo off the boats too, or that's happening currently.
Yeah. The one of the yet unnamed rogues are pulling the cargo of the dinghies. However, you see off in the distance, there is a for a brief moment a little bit of light, um, in the otherwise pitch black ocean, and you see that there are a few lights on a boat, much larger, probably where the dinghies were headed, as it starts to move southward, and then the lights are gone, and it camouflages with the night sky.
Are the lights flashing?
Yeah,
The
the
lights
signal
flashed a couple
lights.
times, sort of flickered in and out, and then they went
I
out
mean-
one final time.
Robin's vaguely aware of what that is. Can he roll a local to like
Sure.
see if he can figure it out?
Can I jump on
Give
that
me-
too? I
yeah,
actually
go
have
ahead
that
and give
knowledge.
me knowledge locals.
Because I know that they're signaling, but I just don't know what they're signaling.
They're probably just saying you're not signaling back. We bouncing. Oh shit! Not
Ooh,
nat
okay.
20 though.
So,
Jeez, 2 nat 20s? What the fuck?
So Red, you've lived your life with this crew. You know the signals that they use. What the boat was signaling is that they are departing. Switch to next location, essentially. Um, it's whatever it's the type of signal that you would give whenever a job might have gone a little bit sideways, and you would try to let the rest of the crew know, hey, go to Plan B or Plan C. In this case, you don't know what Plan B is, but it seems they had some kind of next location to go to.
All right. Well, you six, like I was saying before, you have the option to stay here or get your names cleared, whatever you want, and live a somewhat more honest life, or you can go meet that ship at your Plan B location.
Okay,
That's-
Red.
That
What
said,
we need to do right now,
what?
and Robin is gonna go over the dude whose arm he dislocated,
Yeah.
and he's gonna pick him up by the arm that he dislocated. I will fix your arm if you can tell us where they're going.
They're going to Magnamar.
Yeah,
No,
Magnamar.
Plan B.
No,
Okay,
Magnamar.
they want you to go to Magnamar. That's the Plan B. They want to pick you up at Magnamar. They're not gonna pick you up somewhere else and help you.
Plan A is getting the dinghies to the ship. Plan B, Magnamar. Please let go. Let go.
Where in Magnamar?
Usual spot.
Would I know
Robin
what
looks
the
at
usual
Red.
spot is?
The usual
Yeah.
spot is where you got picked off and dropped off when you went
Okay.
to Magnamar.
Yeah, it's the place we always use. It's down by the docks. I can show you exactly where it is. I'm not particularly worried about finding these buggers in Magnamar. Like I said, I was there for a while.
Robin's gonna attempt a heal check to set this guy's arm.
Sure, give me a heal check.
Guys, I'd just like to point out that I have 5 wisdom.
This is
And
gonna
no
go
ranks in the
great.
skill.
Yep.
I'm gonna
Yep.
break his arm.
That's actually above
So,
average.
yeah, you managed
Oh, shit.
to push the bone just the right amount, and it goes popping back in, and he goes, fuck!
Huh.
Feels better now, though, doesn't it?
No!
Okay.
I thought you were gonna make that worse for sure.
Thanks. I appreciate the confidence.
Right,
Well,
so,
I mean,
Kent, you said we can go, right? You don't mind if we go join the other bars, right?
Leave
Yeah.
the slaves here. Just take your dinghies. Get the fuck out of here.
yeah. That said, if I see you doing shit in Sandpoint again, I am going to kill you.
Yeah, the bounty's gonna be
Radio,
the least of your
boss.
problems.
Alright.
Yeah.
You see is of the 6 men, 3 get on one dinghy, 2 get on the other, and start to sail off southward.
Did one stay?
One of them stays.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
He seems to
We're
be
up to
a little
7.
bit. He seems to be a little bit of a younger man. Probably around
Like
their
Robin's
15,
age?
15, 16 years
Oh.
old.
Oh, really young. Okay.
Would I
Gotcha.
recognize him as one of the orphans?
Yeah, but not from your
Neck of the
generation.
woods, yeah.
Yeah,
No, of course not. Like, Red's like 40 or some shit.
yeah. But it is one of the orphans that Jubril has been a little bit keen on taking into his wings.
Right, kid. Well, we're gonna get you set up a little better than I was when I was in your spot.
Right, sir. You'll be alright, alright?
Yeah, you'll be fine, kid.
Yeah, we got you.
Alright. So with the new set of hands added, you're probably gonna have to have a little bit of a rest after settling the merchandise that you've recovered back into the Fatman's feed bag.
I'm assuming
And-
there's like some wall storage, and then we're gonna have to sleep till like noon.
Well, hold up though, because Robin wants to take the slaves to the chapel and see
Oh,
if the
yeah.
father can shelter them for the night. Robin's gonna be like, basically gonna be like, these girls were smuggled as slaves. Robin's gonna be like,
Three,
Red and I
three
got
of the
them back.
slaves are women. One of them is a tiefling, and one of them is a rather youngish boy.
Jesus
Okay.
fucking Christ.
Well, the tiefling, we know that there's, a thing with tieflings that are a problem. Male or female tiefling?
Male tiefling.
Male tiefling?
Hard to
Okay.
tell what their age is, but they look in human years about 35.
Okay.
They're a little bit lanky, but otherwise, like strapping, handsome men.
Okay, well, we did rescue Belle, and Belle's a tiefling. Belle has a room at the Rusty Dragon, so maybe, like, that guy can hole up there for the night, whereas the others can be with the father. I'm gonna make the joke because we probably shouldn't leave the little boy with him.
Oh, for fuck's
I
sake.
mean,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I watched the South Park episode last week.
Yep.
I think a little boy will be fine in the church. I
Yeah.
agree with you for the tiefling. What?
Yeah.
Hey, sorry. What do you say your name was?
You sort of look down when you speak to them. They
No. Look at me. You're fine. We're not keep. We'll get. Are the shackles off of them at this point?
Yeah,
We're
they
basically criminals, so like, don't even.
yeah,
Okay.
the slaves have been unchained, but they are sort of all the three women are huddled up. The tiefling is sort of the only one that's left alone. The child is sort of hovering the group of the three women, and they are
Yep.
sort of trying to cover themselves, protect themselves from you. They're